Do you think it's appropriate for the President of the United States to tweet criticism of the mayor of London in the immediate aftermath of a terrorist attack?
Look, personally, if it were me, there's, again, why do it, right? There's just no gain in doing it. Why does he do it? Because it's how he feels. He's communicating to the world, I'm going to tell you how I feel. You can like it or not like it, but I'm going to tell you how I feel. And it's part of what you get with the man. He's not politically correct. So just as the president of China, can you imagine this moment? The president of China comes for the first time to Mar-a-Lago, sitting in my, never happened, right? Sitting either right in between steak and chocolate cake. McMaster's leans over to the president and says, Mr. President, we're lock and loaded. And the Chinese president thinks that must be some other form of dessert, lock and loaded, right? He's saying, what could this be?
I don't know what this is.
Right? And the president nods to McMaster and says, continue. And at that moment, he decides he better tell the president of China what's happening. So he leans over and he says, Mr. President, we're 189 miles off of the coast of Syria. We're going to launch 58 ballistic missiles that are going to go in the front door of a few of these hangars. And I want you to know, the president of China looks at him and says, reaches over to his translator and says, repeat. Can you imagine that moment? Never in history has something like that happened. And I'll tell you, one of the warmest moments for me, because I hate to see him get beat up, because he's doing the best job that he can, right? Whatever anybody thinks, he's relentless. But the generals that day changed everything. He became the commander-in-chief that day. And the generals saluted him, and up and down the military ranks, the thoughtfulness he put into that, the way he approached it, wasn't knee-jerk. They spent 2 days in 2 situation rooms analyzing everything. He called the commander of the ship himself. The commander of the ship said, they said, the president's on the line. The commander of the ship is saying, what? So he said, I want you to tell me, what are the risks? What's the margin of error? And these, we talk about sailors now. These are MIT PhDs. It's a different world, right? Our kids that are playing video games are the new warriors. I mean, this is an amazing phenomenon. But at that moment, whether you believe in it, whether you don't believe in it, the military got a shot of adrenaline that they hadn't had for a decade. And he felt it, and he felt the responsibility of that moment, and he felt the terror of wounded people and senseless lives that could happen by one decision. And I saw the man step in to a role that he now owned. And I think that'll happen to him all the way along the way.